too much light today. Tell you that.
That's why I had to figure out where to
Very,
sit for this, and I'm
very,
outside, and I'm like,
very unusual for Liverpool. Be so bright. Usually
yeah,
it's dark and
mostly dark and rainy.
yes, that's it.
Yeah,
You got it. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching or listen to Bloodstream.com. And I'm very happy and honored to have Chris Power streaming live today as we speak from Florida. Hello, hello. How are you?
hello, Martin. I'm good. How are you?
Chris, you just released a couple album or debut album, if I may say. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes.
And I listened to it. I love it, and I said, "Well, one of you give me, why don't we try this on spinning on a radio Bloodstream?" And what we're doing, Chris, on Fridays with my friends and friends of Radio Bloodstream, we just doing this Zoom thing, and it was like yesterday was like a 9 people on it, and so we are voting. I have like a 14 tracks, and your one was on the bottom, and I did it on purpose, so that was the last one, and your song was voted. So we voting between 4 and 5. I mean between 1 and 5, and so there's all the list on it, as you can see on the bottom,
Yep.
and you end up with 4.5,
That's
4.5.
awesome.
Yeah. So the
Very
fans,
cool.
voted 4.5. Your the latest release song, which called "Back on My Feet."
Yes. Yep.
So is there any particular reason why it's called like that?
Um. Uh. The music was written first, and the music it's a bit heavy, but it felt uplifting. So it felt like a song that should be about something uplifting. So getting back up out of a tough situation, or being in your lowest point and getting back on your feet is kind of the idea around the song. So
Let me just check the live stream if we have a good voice. One second, good sound. One sec. Yeah, everything okay? Yeah, so we can continue. I don't want to, talk to you for that 30 minutes for nothing.
I don't blame you there.
All right, so you're streaming live from Florida, and so what's the situation in Florida like? I mean, music-wise, especially.
So I'm originally from Vermont, is where I live, the state of Vermont, and that's up in New England. And I came down here because that situation was not great all winter long. So the situation in Florida is much better as far as I'm a solo musician outside of my original work. So there's plenty of solo gigs in Florida. It's warm, so I've been able to luckily stay, ironically, on my feet all winter long, playing solo shows and staying as busy and as warm as I can. So the situation is good here.
Oh, yeah, that's great. That's great. So you're saying you this is what you're doing for a living, Chris?
Yes, I music is my living. I play lots of different covers, and like I said, solo acoustic thing all over anywhere I can get hired. And originals is just another section of my heart, and I had to put something out there for the world to hear. So
Awesome, awesome. So what's the temperature like in Florida as we speak?
as we speak, I am outside. As you can see, it is
Yeah.
probably close to 80 degrees here.
80 degrees, that's what about, it's at minus 30. I'm trying to convert it to Celsius.
Oh, right.
That was always my biggest, it was like 90, okay, 90. You said 80, right? So
Yes.
that's minus 30 divided by 2. So that's about, so 30, 25 degrees, roughly,
Yep.
Celsius. Yeah, I think so. Very nice.
Yes, very warm. No complaints here.
Yeah. Well, I remember when we went for holidays a couple times to Florida, and it was especially during the summer, and it's very humid and
Yes.
stormy and humid. But we drove down to Key West from
Yep.
Chicago once. Took us about 2 days,
Yeah.
because it's a long journey. Was it like a 1,200 miles roughly?
Yeah, it's about the same
Right.
from where I live in Vermont to where I came is about 1,400 miles. So
Really? You
yes,
drove down or you flew
yes, I
or
drove down.
you drove down? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a very common thing, in America, just driving.
Absolutely, I love it. You might be surprised to hear I've never even flown on a plane before. At almost 27 years old, I love to drive places. So
Well, okay, let's talk about the album you released last year. That was last year or the year
yes, it was
before.
the end of 2019 is when it was
Yeah,
released.
yeah. Well, let's say the 2020 there was nothing going on anyway. So let's say you released last year. So and
Yes,
what was the name of the album, Chris?
it is self-titled. I figured it was my first batch
Chris
of songs that I
Chris Powers.
wanted to release, so it's just called Chris Powers.
Chris Powers. And how many tracks is on and where we can find it for spin?
There are 8 original tracks on it, and you can find it on just about every music platform: iTunes, Spotify, uh, Google, Apple Music. At just about anywhere you can find music, you can find it.
All right, so that's cool. So and it's really catchy. Who is behind the music and lyrics, Chris?
All the music and the lyrics were written by me.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
And you have some guests on the album as well?
Yes, I do. Thought a lot about having a lot of my local known friends that sporadically come on the album, as well as I was very lucky to be connected with someone who has some notoriety in the music business as well on the tune called Southbound. There is a good friend of mine now, Brian Quinn. I'll just say look him up. I won't say who he's a part of or any of that, but anybody should look him up. They'll probably know who he is. So yes, I was very lucky to have a lot of talent grace the album.
That's awesome. So it's a studio album. Where was it recorded?
It was recorded at Underground Studios in Randolph, Vermont.
So your hometown.
Yeah, home state anyways. Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
close to my hometown.
close. All right. So what's the situation in Vermont now then? Do you still have some
Vermont,
info?
yes, I'll head back home in April.
Uh-huh.
It's getting better. Things are starting to open up. Gigs are starting to get booked as far as that side of things. It's slower going than Florida, but we're getting there, and summertime is looking good. So
All right, all right. Yeah, well, we don't know yet in Europe. In UK, there's basically lockdown. I think they said now till uh, I stopped watching the news, to be honest with you. So, but definitely a couple more weeks to go before they start releasing it. I think there's a couple schools back, but
yeah,
definitely no live shows whatsoever.
yeah,
Even the open air live shows, which it's still scheduled for the beginning of the July. They still on, but I have a doubts really. I'm not sure if this is really happen. If
yeah.
this will happen. So, not sure. Anyway, so Chris, so how actually? In Florida, when you go out, where's your next show? When you go out next time?
Actually, tonight I will play a small show at a hotel resort on Treasure Island
Right.
right in Florida in the Gulf Coast. It's a beautiful place, and I'll just do my acoustic thing and keep people happy tonight around 6 o'clock here in Florida. So tonight,
All right, cool. Well, cool.
yeah,
So how does this work out? People can enjoy because I saw some live feedback from there's a venue a festival in the mountains, I think it's called, and somebody was just streaming some live on a Facebook yesterday. No restrictions, nothing. What's the situation in Florida when you go out to play? It's outside, it's inside, or where is it?
inside and outside are both allowed.
Hmm.
There is a mask requirement to get in just about everywhere here. Um, but once you are in, there's mostly like a seating requirement as well. There's not a lot of mingling that's allowed to happen. But once you get in and you are seated, you're allowed to take your mask off and stay comfortable that way. So there's just there's a lot going on here, anyways. As long as people stick to those rules, so um, as long as that happens, everywhere is still keeping live music down here.
Oh, that's
So
good. That's good. That's
yeah,
good. Because then, for instance, as I mentioned, Czech Republic, where I'm from, they're not even allowed to sing, anywhere. Basically,
yeah,
what they have to do, they have to wear what's it called, PPF2 masks,
yep,
in a public places as well outside. So it's really, really, really bad.
yeah,
So at least in UK we don't have to wear the mask outside. Once you walk somewhere in a public place like a shopping or not even shopping mall or any shops, basically it's grocery. Only all what is open is a grocery. So once you walk in, you have to have a mask, or if you go to the gas station, so you have to wear them, but not outside, which is obviously unfortunately in work as well. So when we
yeah,
because we build cars, so once you walk inside, you have to have it. Now they start actually introducing almost a daily tests. So there's a few girls on site, and they checking for the COVID as well.
yep,
So at the moment, is it mandatory? So if you just have a doubt, so you can get a test,
yep.
or
Same here. As long if you feel as though you need to have one, then you can go get one, but it's not a mandatory thing. So
yeah. And do you have to guys pay for it, or is it free for the test? You don't
honestly,
know.
I'm not even aware. I don't think you
Hmm.
have to pay for it here. I know a lot of people who it's a drive up thing that you just drive up to, and they'll give you the test while you're sitting in your car,
Right.
and you get your results within a few days. So I don't think you have to pay for it here.
Well, at least you don't have to pay for it, because there was some I don't know. I think in Czech Republic, in UK, no, you don't have to pay for anything. Not for the vaccination, for nothing. Everything is for free. Or everything is included in the
That's
healthcare.
great.
What we already pay for from the salary. So, but I know if in Czech Republic, for instance, there is some indication they will have to pay for it, or in some cases, I don't know what the case like, but all kind of crazy rules. Okay, let's go back to some the album. So you created all these lyrics, all the songs, all is your own music.
Yes.
What's on your table now? This one is
I'm
2019. Are you working on something new, Chris?
slowly I am. I've been extremely busy, staying busy down here in Florida gigging. But I'm
Good.
slowly playing with some music right now and just seeing what direction I want to head. I'm such a music fan. My influences are kind of all over the map. Even though I have that particular sound on my first album, I listen to just about everything. So I I don't even know exactly what's to come next. I have somewhat of an idea, but it could be very sporadic, somewhat like the first album was as well. So
Right. So who is your influence?
on
What?
that first album, I would definitely say Aaron Lewis or from Stain. The Stain guy
Yeah,
is
Stain. Yeah.
huge. I'm a huge fan. I love as far as like guitar players, I love Slash and Zach Wild. They're both like huge favorites of mine. I love like Social Distortion or Mike Ness. They're kind of a different that punk style, but just a still like rock. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Um, yeah. Those. But at the same time, I love like recently I've gotten very into Post Malone. On the hip hop side of things.
Hmm.
I'm very all over the map. I love old country music.
Right. Yeah. You can. I can hear it from the songs. Yeah.
Yeah, so I try to take a little bit of everything that I love and kind of splash it into what I do. So
Do you know John Corabi?
I know that name.
You know the name. Okay.
I've heard that name. Is that the guy that was in Motley Crue?
Yes, that's him. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. I have the honor to do interview with him, in
fantastic.
person in UK when they tour. He was still touring with band called the Dead Daisies.
Okay, yeah, I've heard that name.
Yeah, so yeah, very very good band. Yeah, now they have instead of John Corabi, I think they have Glenn Hughes.
I've heard that name
He
too.
yeah, he's the formal what's it, Deep Purple. I think
Okay. Yep.
he was singer of the Deep Purple.
Yep.
And now he's playing bass and singing in the Daisies. Yeah. So
Very
yeah,
cool.
because because you know when I hear the songs from you, it reminds me a little bit, you know, the style he's doing. You know, when he's doing on his own with the guitar, he's doing live shows and stuff on his own. He
Yep.
gets his own project. So a little bit reminds me this kind of style. You know, you
Very
doing.
cool.
So yeah. So you're playing only on a guitar, or by yourself then, when you do gigs at the moment?
When I do my shows live right now, it's completely solo. I do
Yeah,
a bit of a one man band thing. I loop a lot of stuff, so I sound more than just myself, but it is just me. Yep.
yeah, yeah. Okay, all right. So is the what was I trying to say? Oh, there was a question that was just popping on mind. I should start writing these questions down,
That's
really.
all right. That's all right.
Yeah, I know what I was trying to say. So, any plans for tour? Really, I know you're doing a gig in Florida at the moment.
Yeah,
So, are you planning to go on your own on a tour, or you want to planning maybe goes with someone else beside?
I would love either or. As of right now, it as far as with COVID and all of that, it's
Of
staying
course.
busy wherever I can.
Yeah.
I've never actually done an official tour yet, but it is in the back of my mind. It is a
Yeah.
thought.
Yes.
Working with my now manager Jim, I'm sure we're gonna figure something out. You know, I would love to go all over the rest of America. I've been to a lot of states, but I've not played them all, obviously.
Yeah.
So I would really like to set something up as far as America and see where we go from there. So
Okay. Yeah, well, I think you know this will once we start to get these vaccinations and stuff. I think it's gonna go get better a little bit, and it's
yeah,
gonna be a little bit more open. I'm not sure
yeah,
how fast this will go back to normal, if this will go back to normal, if
that's a fair
even.
statement.
So that's a good question. I
Yes.
think the hope. I mean, I'm hoping. I'm always saying, um, we as a fans, we like to, go out on the weekends, as I mentioned, before we even start the show. We like to go and see bands and festivals and stuff, enjoy the weekend, and just before we go back to work, and from Monday
Right.
to Friday usually.
Yeah.
So, and this is something, we really miss. Everybody's, even the bands actually, they're missing that, the live shows as well, because it's just something,
I can't even imagine because
all the
when
music lovers, we never been for the last year. We never been anywhere, so it's horrible.
right.
It's just
I
crazy.
can't even imagine how the other bands feel because when COVID started, I had to take a couple of months off of playing completely too, and slowly as summer creeped in New England, we were able to get back to it. But some of them
Yeah,
have been off for a whole year, and I can't even imagine.
yeah, it's very hard at the moment. So,
Yeah.
wanna play the song you just released recently? Let me just go back and see if I can get it. One sec. Is that? Well, I have the one. So there's the one back on my feet, but it's the one without. Yeah, that's the one from the album actually. Is that right? We played that one for a while.
I
Which
don't
one you
remember.
like? Which one? Okay, back on my feet.
Yeah, sure, play that one. That sounds great.
Let me just go back down. Oh, there it is. I was looking for that one. Okay, let's play this one. Is that thing playing? Yeah, there you go. So Chris Powers, back on my feet. And so on, so on. So just enjoy without any interruption on RadioBloodstream.com. So that's Chris Powers who just joined us on Radio Bloodstream on a Facebook page or on RadioBloodstream.com, and we streaming live from Florida. Chris, is that right?
Yes, sunny Florida. Nice and warm.
Sunny Florida, and believe it or not, Chris have a live gig tonight. He's gonna play with and make some people happy, you know, with your live performance. I'm sure you will.
Absolutely, gonna have a good time tonight.
Oh, I'm sure. I would love to go. Unfortunately, I can't even fly, you know, to continent from UK. I can't even fly, you know, anywhere. So I can't even drive outside the district. So just work back, and that's it. And maybe get some groceries.
Well, I wish you the best, because that sounds tough.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. It's mental. It's getting mental, you know, that stuff. So I'm sure, you know, a lot of people have a mental issue at the moment, because it's really depression all over the place. I'm sure it is. So at least, you know, you guys can listen some good tunes on Radio Bloodstream, especially, you know, Chris Powers, and the whole album is spinning as we speak in a heavy rotation folder on the RadioBloodstream.com. So Chris, thank you very much for joining us for tonight or tomorrow. This is what, like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock now?
It's about 10:30 now.
10:30, yeah. So it's 3:30 in UK time. So everybody enjoy this beautiful morning and afternoon, and stay safe, stay healthy, and don't forget to listen RadioBloodstream.com. Chris, thank you very much again. And any last word before I let you go?
Martin, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you. Everybody, stay safe out there. Stay healthy. We'll get back to it real soon. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and have a great day, and hopefully you have a very good show tonight.
Thank you so much. You have a good day as well.
Take care. Cheers.
You as well.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, and I will put the song back on, and it's Chris Powers from at the moment Florida, U.S. Florida. Oh, that was just the end of the song. Doesn't matter. That's fine, because we can turn on the another one. That's a Southbound Chris Powers on RadioBloodstream.com.
As soon as night falls, I'll be skipping town. Not a damn reason to be sticking around. Looking for the party and looking for the sound. It's damn hard to do when there ain't nothing around. and we ain't turning back now. Yo, man, get a good look right now. 'Cause once we hit the road, there ain't no turning back. Cause we're southbound and we're flying high, rolling by the stars and the moon and that sky. Yeah, we're southbound, gonna be driving all night. We're going till the cell ain't nowhere inside. 'Cause it really ain't no better place to be than where the tunes are cranked and there's some good company. So we're southbound, and we ain't turning back now. Southbound and we're flying high, rolling by the stars and the moon and that sky. Yeah, we're southbound, gonna be driving all night. We're going till the cell ain't nowhere inside. 'Cause it really ain't no better place for me than where the tunes are cranked and there's some good company. So we're southbound, and we ain't turning back now. No, we ain't turning back now.
Oh yeah. So Chris Bowers was just live with us from Florida, streaming live interview on Radio Bloodstream, radioblastream.com as well. So guys, that was it. That was Chris Bowers. Thank you very much for the music. Thank you very much for the interview, and don't forget to listen to radioblastream.com, guys. And if you didn't do that yet, click the like button on the Facebook page and go to YouTube channel. There's a Bloodstream TV, and you can subscribe to that one as well. So every time I put something new on it, you'll know first. All right, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon in Liverpool. Beautiful sunny sea. I have to put my shades on even, so I can actually see something finally. And thank you very much for joining us, and take care. See you probably the latest next. Well, I have a few interviews. So there's a Monday 8 o'clock. I have a Polar Forest from the rock opera, and then I think there's a 2 or 3 more after that. So just check the events on Bloodstream Radio Facebook page. Take care and have a good afternoon. Bye bye.